Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Avi Varshni, programmer from FTC Team 5773, and this is the very first video on the RobotC Tutorials. So, with these tutorials, I will be assuming that you are already familiar with the NXT, the Tetrix set, or the Matrix set, and that you are familiar on how to correctly configure the motor and servo controllers along with your NXT, meaning how to daisy chain them, how to hook up your motor wiring, and everything like that. So with that, let's go ahead and start. So you want to go ahead and start off by opening up RobotC. Go ahead and let that open up. There it is. And then this is the IDE, Integrated Development Environment. This is what it looks like. If you are new to this, I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick overview of what everything is and how it works. So over here is the file option. This is where you can save your files, open up your previous files, open up sample programs, compile them. Pretty basic. It's like for all of them, a lot of IDEs. Edit, kind of self-explanatory. View, this is where you can see like your font. You can kind of change your font. You can kind of see breakpoints and bookmarks in your code. I'm going to assume you already know what that is because you should have a basic understanding of C for these tutorials, or even C++ for that case. Robot, this is where you will be doing communication with your NXT, testing your actual robot, doing firmware installation, and your Smith module configuration. Window is just kind of to see what level of RobotC user you are. So for these, we're going to be using expert or super user. You can use any one. I'm just going to stick with super user. Help, just kind of help on RobotC and what it is. Okay. So to open up a new file, let's go ahead and start with TeleOp. So for TeleOp, you want to go ahead and do File, New, User Control Template. Go ahead and click that. A new TeleOp file should come up. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and save this. So Control Save. And I'm just going to save it here. I'm just going to name it tut1, tutorial1.cpp or .c, up to you. Let that save. Okay. Now, so that is how you open up a basic file. You can also do autonomous. We're going to do teleop for today. Once you have that set up, you want to make sure that I should have mentioned this before. For these tutorials, you want to make sure you have a working robot which you can test all of the code on. Make sure this robot has the NXT battery, and you just need basic 2 motors. That's it. Just make sure that's 2 motors. One for the left drive, one for the right drive. So we are going to be assuming this is going to be a tank drive robot. Okay, so let's go ahead and do robot, motors, and sensors setup. So this is where you configure all of the motors, sensors, servos, and the correct configuration for the motor and servo controllers on your robot. You want to start off by going to external controllers. You want to go ahead and click custom, and in this case, since we're going to be having 2 motors, you're only going to be needing 1 motor controller. Let's just do 1. And go ahead and click none, and then leave the rest. Then you're going to go ahead and go over to motors, and you'll see you have 5 ports. Motor A, B, C. These are the NXT motor ports, and these 2 are your motor controllers. You can see as motor means motor controller 1, S1, port number 1. Motor controller 1, port number 2. So for motor A, B, and C, let's go ahead and do no motor because we don't have anything equipped to the NXT. For motor D, so now in your motor controller, motor 1 is going to be your left drive, so let's name that left drive. And your second motor in the port is going to be right drive. Let's name that right drive. Okay, just leave everything else as it is. Go ahead and go on over to servos. We have no servos. Should be blank. Sensors, we have no sensors, but make sure that this does say external controller because we're going to be plugging it into NXT port 1. If you want, you can make it port 2, 3, or 4, but number 1 is recommended because it's 1, it's the easiest to memorize. You can make it 4 or anything. So let's just make let's keep it at 1. Go ahead and click apply and then OK, and then you should see a bunch of pragma configs come up. Now in C or C++, there's the preprocessor command called define. Define is where you can set constant variables. So in RobotC, the define is pretty much the pragma config. It's a preprocessor command, as you can tell by the hashtag. So it's saying that in the motor there is start with this one here that's highlighted. For Pragma config motor, the motor controller 1, port 1, there's a motor and it's called left drive, and it is a Tetrix motor and it is open. Okay? So you can kind of guess for these two then. And then for these one, since it's blank here, here, and here, here, that means there's no motor. Okay. And you'll see that says code automatically generated by RobotC configuration wizard. Yeah, so you just want to go ahead and leave that. Now for the rest of this, let's go ahead and just, if you want, go ahead and delete the code and everything here, because you really do not need this. It's just more of a nuisance than actually helping us. So if you want, go ahead and delete all of this comments and everything. But if there is something that you do need, like a comment which you really don't understand on, then go ahead and leave it. It's fine. I'm just doing this because it's kind of easier. Okay. Now, if you go over here, you should see a function library. If it's not there, on the left side, if it's not there, you want to go to View, scroll down to Function Library, and check it. So let me just do that again. There. So it should come up, okay? So anytime during your programming, if you kind of get stuck on how do you do this or how do you do that, just go ahead and go over here, and you can open them up, see what you need to do. Okay? So, now, getting back to our code. Okay, so when we go back to our main code, you'll see that after the pragma configs, there is an include joystick driver.c. Assuming that you already know what header files are, the joystick driver.c is a header file. We need this header file in order to use the joysticks, so we can actually control our robot with joysticks, with the Logitech controllers. So make sure you include this. It's just a hashtag include quotation joystick driver.c. Now if you don't know the difference, let me just go down here. The difference between these and this is that if you put the brackets like this, that means that the header file is included along with the IDE and it comes by itself. But if you put the quotation marks, that means that you made it yourself when you put it in there. Now, the joystick driver technically should be in the brackets like these, but it's not. I don't know why, so just go ahead. I can't really give you an explanation, so just kind of leave it like that. Oh, and as it says here in the comment, it's also for the Bluetooth messages. Okay. Now, let's skip down to line number 16. You'll see a big circle I put there. You'll see it says task main. In regular C or C++, it's usually int main. But in RobotC, it's task main. Okay? So, like there's a main in C or C++, there's also a main in RobotC, but it's under task. It's just as like that. Okay? Okay, so back, we left off at the task main. So as I was saying, in task main, that's the main function. The first thing is the initialize robot function. What this does is this is where you initialize all the values for your motors, servos, and sensors. So let's say I have a 180 degree servo and I want to set it to position number 95 degrees in the beginning. So I just go ahead and write servo 95 degrees. That's not the actual command, but that's just sort of what I do. And then so in the main function, when it runs, the first thing it's going to do is go to this thing, and it's going to set all the values to whatever you specify to, and it's going to return the statement. Then it's going to jump back over to here. The next command is the wait for start. The wait for start command is used to let the NXT know that the program is now going to officially start. So in FTC competition, when you see the people at the computers who are always making sure the NXT is connected via Wi-Fi, like people sitting behind on the computers behind the actual game arena, you'll see that they say, "Oh, can you make sure it's connected? Can you make sure Samantha module is connected?" They're in control of this wait for start function. After the initialize, you put this function, so when they click the start for the 2-minute timer, that's when this is executed, and then your while loop is jumped into. So you always want to make sure you have that wait for start. If you don't, well, not so good luck for you. Okay, moving on. We have our while loop. You should know what true is. It's a Boolean value of 1 or high. So while true, it's going to execute our main code. Okay, end off with the bracket and the bracket. So go ahead and save that, and pretty much that's it for this first tutorial lesson page. This was just meant to be a brief introduction, kind of how to set up your values and everything, how to give you a basic understanding of the structure of how the code works. I should have mentioned this before on how to install RobotC, but I'll just go ahead and do that right now. So you want to go ahead and go to robotc.net and let that load. And you want to go to download RobotC 3.0 for Mindstorms. Go ahead and click that, and then download free version, 30-day trial. And then to get the license for it, you want to go to help, purchase a license, or that should lead you here. But if you already have a license, then you can just do manage licenses, enter your stuff, and ta-da. Okay? Alright, so thank you for watching. Once again, this is Avi Varshney, programmer for Team 5773. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can email me at my email, which will be in the description section. Also, check out our website at hsftcrobotics.biz. It'll be in the comments. And also, I do have a tutorial section of the first 4 lessons that are going to be coming up in a text format. So for that, if you go to hsftc5773.info, you will get that. Alright, thank you for watching. Bye.